freedoms and interfacing with their local government and saying, hey, be part of this solution so that we can have a safe and happy and vibrant community where people can grow and live and learn. Now, it really is important also for the council and for the people assembled here today to understand that the level of deception and manipulation and skullduggery surrounding the Patriot Act's passage, surrounding the introduction of Patriot Act 2, Victory Act 1 and 2, all of the arm twisting and garbage that's gone on in Washington, D.C., that is all the more reason. The lies by the Justice Department and their minions telling us that it doesn't affect citizens, telling us that we don't have anything to worry about. It demands that we stand up and speak out and repudiate this nightmare legislation. I mean, it's just there's darkness swirling around this thing. And as more of the veils are pulled away, we see the true horror of what they're trying to build, what they're trying to construct. And I'll just close with this. And it is scary, and we need to be scared. So we can get involved and stand up. That's what fear is about. Getting you moving, not hiding under the pillow, not hiding under the bed. General Rick Baucus, you should have heard about the statesman, but of course you didn't. Brigadier General over Camp X-Ray resigned. He said, I'm not going to be part of torturing these people. These aren't even Taliban or Al-Qaeda at this pace. This is all a big show. And he left. Did you ever hear the head general say, I'm not going to torture these little kids? Most of them are like 12. That's sick, folks, and nobody even knows about that. Nobody even knows about that. That's Associated Press. That's the reality of what we're dealing with and facing. So I'm asking the people of this council, the citizens of Austin, to join us and to do the right thing, and again, to be part of history. Please do it. Do the right thing. Please don't abstain. Please vote and reaffirm the Bill of Rights and Constitution and the soul and heart of America. And again, I want to thank all of you for being here. Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney is an unusual person. She's spoken out against the United Nations and its child kidnapping rings involved with DynCorp. She came out against President Bush on September 11th and said that there was evidence of prior knowledge and that there should be a real investigation that wasn't going to be run by Henry Kissinger. Talk about a weasel guarding the fox at the hen house. And I was in San Francisco at an award ceremony for Project Censored. I'd gotten second place for my analysis of the Patriot Act in the magazine Global Outlook, put out by the Global Research Group. And what was really interesting is after her speech, after the award ceremony, she ran up and hugged me. And she said, oh, Alex Jones, Alex Jones. And I didn't know that she even knew who I was. And she said, yeah, your film, Road to Tyranny, woke me up to the New World Order. She went on to say that your footage of Oklahoma City and the prior knowledge and the government involvement's amazing. And, of course, I'm saying to my camera guy, get over here, get over here, get over here. And then we talked to her some on camera, and she repeated about the UN, the white slavery rings, and about the documentary film and how powerful it was for her. But for me, it's an example of what one guy in Austin, Texas can do. Because I know the Dixie Chicks have admitted that they woke up to the fakeness of the war because of Road to Tyranny. I know that Congresswoman McKinney woke up to 9/11 because of my film, at least partly. I know that a lot of prominent people have woken up. How many just average folks out there who are just as important as these people have been awakened? And it shows what one person can do. So here's some excerpts of Congresswoman McKinney's speech, my discussion with her, then myself receiving the award, and a short speech I gave about the New World Order. And then we'll also get us some excerpts of a discussion we had with Frank Morales, who is an Episcopal priest in New York, who's written some of the most in-depth analysis that I've seen about the martial law roundup plans, the Inter Pares Comitatus, moving into this prison-style economy. So here's Frank Morales exposing the police state, Congresswoman McKinney, and, of course, myself at the Project Censored Awards for 2004.
I want to welcome you to the 27th Annual Project Censored Awards ceremony.
Please welcome Cynthia McKinney.
I have just one question. Who are we and who's responsible for what we've become? As I survey the landscape of the changes that have taken place literally before my eyes over the course of my lifetime, I have to wonder, where did we go wrong? George W. smirks, Dick Cheney sneers, Rumsfeld jokes, Powell blusters, Rice lies. Enron and WorldCom steal, DynCorp vaccinates, Halliburton feeds and feeds and feeds and feeds. Americans hurt, and in Iraq, Americans die. Our national leaders insult our allies, create more foes, reward their friends, increase our insecurity through their own policies, and plunge the American people into the deepest economic abyss of a generation. Massive failures all around us enter into the calculation in any answer to my question. Who are we and who's responsible for what we've become? From the lies to our servicemen and women and to all of us about Iraq, to the still unanswered questions about September 11th, the Congress has failed in its oversight of the executive branch, and the American people have failed in their oversight of the integrity of our political system. It's horrible that Rumsfeld can say America can afford the extra $87 billion for corporate outrage and human cannon fodder in Iraq, while at the same time women and children constitute the fastest growing segment of our homeless population. The very act of our sitting vice president taking a paycheck, I can't even believe I'm saying this, taking a paycheck from the American people while at the very same time taking one from a corporation that gets billions and billions of dollars in no-bid sole source contracts should make us all outraged, and the vice president should blush. But these people don't blush because in the end, they know they can get away with it. We also now know that the administration has kept many secrets from the American people, including changing the September 11th Ground Zero environmental impact statement in order to speed up the opening of Wall Street. They've lied to us on Iraq. They still haven't told us what they knew and when they knew it about the tragic events of September 11th, and yet they have intimidated the poor 9/11 victims' families into giving up their right to sue the perpetrators and their supporters who helped carry out the 9/11 attacks. That's why my last piece of legislation allowed the September 11th families to participate in a government compensation fund and sue, and thereby find the truth for all of us on what actually happened on that day. I believe the promise of our country was stolen 2 generations ago in bold and brazen acts of violence. Snipers' bullets took that America away from us. And almost in rapid succession, bullets took Martin and Bobby from us too. It came to my attention during my last days in Congress that Bobby was considering Dr. Martin Luther King to be his running mate. Now imagine the America we might have had. But when confronted with evil back then, what did we do? Not too far away from this very place, Mario Savio of Berkeley's free speech movement told us what to do. Mario Savio told us that sometimes when the machine becomes